What's up guys, Menthol here. I've been wanting to make one of these videos for the past month and a half, and it was so hard for me to wait till after December 31st. I remember on like the 27th of December being like, okay, I can just make it now, it'll be fine. And then I kind of thought about it and I was like, what if my whole extended family dies in a plane crash? Then I wouldn't have been able to put it in my goddamn YouTube video. So luckily I waited, and luckily no one died, nothing crazy happened, but if I would have made it on the 27th, I feel like I would have jinxed it and then something was bound to happen, like Darwin accidentally gets punched in the face and dies. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so I'm vaguely just gonna go through all the things that happened last year and just kind of reflect on it and maybe some things that I can improve for 2008, some goals that I have. I think that's healthy to do that. A lot of people say don't look into the past, but I think it's good to look back and be like, learn from your mistakes and so you don't make those same mistakes twice. What is that saying? A smart man learns from his mistakes, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others? So I guess if I'm learning from my own mistakes, I'm just smart and not wise, but either way, it's a win-win, right? I mean, who cares? Okay, I remember the first thing distinctly of what happened in the early part of 2017, and that is my Honda fucking Prelude got stolen. It was my favorite car. It was a 1996, but it was amazing. It was in like mint condition, leather seats, it was a manual, it was just quick, and I loved everything about it. It was my favorite car, even though I've gone through many better cars than that. It was just the most reliable, and yeah, it was really depressing. And I remember getting the phone call from the police after they had found it, being like, yeah, we found your car, you can come pick it up here. And I called Nicole and I was like, oh my god, they found my car, let's go get it after work. And we ended up going to the lot where they were keeping it. And I remember walking up to it and just being in tears. I was just so sad because it was like in pieces. They took the engine, they took the transmission, they knocked out all the windows, all the seats were gone, it has gunshot holes in it. It was like seeing a dead relative, but not at like a funeral, but more at like an autopsy morgue where they just have your family member cut up into little pieces. It was fucked. I hated it. Anyways, a lot of these are gonna be kind of depressing, but that's not a bad thing. Going through hard times isn't a terrible thing. It's just something to reflect on and to make you appreciate the upcoming future and how much better it's gonna be than the past. Hashtag positivity. Okay, the rest of these I'm just gonna kind of throw around because I have a terrible memory and the timelines are just, they're not my thing. So I'm just gonna throw these around and just talk a little bit about them. Okay, next one on the list here. Girlfriend dumped me for someone else. Yeah, that sucked, but I'm glad I went through it. I feel like it made me a stronger person. Even though I made some depressing videos, I feel like I had to, just to kind of cope with the whole situation. Last year I felt like it was just Hail Mary? Haymaker. It was like life was just throwing haymakers at me left and right, back to back to back, and I feel like I couldn't catch a break, and it was tough, but I feel like, yeah, like it was needed. I needed to have that year to make me stronger and to appreciate the years to come. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Way to go, Jake. Girlfriend dumped me. That was really shitty. Probably the hardest breakup I've ever gone through. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say on it other than it sucked and I learned a lot from it. And, everything worked out in the end and I'm happy and I'm alive and have a lot to be grateful for. Also, I want to add, in case anybody else is going through a breakup, I know I was just talking to my cousin, he's going through like a rough breakup. After going through it, whether you get dumped or dump someone else, either way, it sucks. It's not a good feeling, but it made me more independent and reliant on myself, and it made me realize how much stronger of a person I am than what I thought I was. That makes sense. But yeah, I just want to throw that in there in case anybody else is going through a breakup, because yeah, they do suck. Now, you're not a pussy for grieving over a goddamn breakup. Okay, grandma died. That was tough, and not really for me. As much as I want to be like, yeah, my grandma died and it sucked, I was so sad, I felt bad for my mom. My mom loved my grandma. Like they were like almost like sisters, and they're just so funny together. My mom ended up taking care of my grandma in the end, and it was a bittersweet thing to see. and my mom handled it really well. And you know, unfortunately, when someone dies, it's like either the family turns against each other or comes together, and it sucks because a lot of my family ended up turning against each other over like money and just stupid shit, and it's really sad to see. I see it a lot in nursing homes, but yeah, it was tough. Okay, my aunt died. This is just turning really depressing. This is not what I wanted to make it out to be, but it was a kind of rough last year, and I thought I'd just be honest with you guys. It wasn't all fucking rainbows and butterflies. But yeah, my aunt ended up passing away. Again, you know, as much as I want to be like, poor me, it sucked for me, I really just felt bad for my cousins and my uncle. You know, I couldn't imagine losing my mom. It's literally just me and my mom. I don't even know how they coped with that loss and how they, you know, grieved? How they grieved through it. It sounds awful, and I felt so bad for them, and it was sudden. It was a stroke. It was such a sad thing for me to see happen, and I just, you know, luckily it made all of us closer, and it made me appreciate all of my cousins on my dad's side, and yeah. Okay, this one kind of sucks also, but I'm grateful to have it. I got my minivan from my grandma who had passed away. Yeah, it sucks, and you know, I'm not picking up any girls anytime soon in that goddamn minivan, but it gets me from point A to point B. It's in like perfect condition, low miles, and I'm honestly just super grateful to have it. Otherwise, I'd be taking the bus every day to work in this 15 below weather. I can't talk today, you guys. I'm so sorry. Here's probably my favorite one on the list. I ended up getting this apartment, which I feel like has completely helped me become more independent. Keeping this place clean, which I do pretty well, but it gets a little cluttered at times, especially considering it's so small. But I love it to death. I love the open space. You know, I can put stuff wherever I want. I don't have to check in with another person. I can just come home and just do whatever I want. If I want to strip down naked and just sit on the couch and watch Netflix, I can do that. If I want to, you know, go to bed early, I can do that. It's comforting knowing that this is my place. I have a place to go to that I pay for, that I clean, you know, I pay the bills, I furnished. It's just an awesome feeling. So yeah, I love it here. It's in an amazing location too. Little pricey, but completely worth it. Also, one of my favorites, I went out and visited Mike and Dana from Life Force Kratom in Boston. Also, one of my favorite trips of all time. And you know, I've been all over the world. China, Holland, Germany, Jamaica, Hawaii, Mexico. I've been to a lot of different places, but I can honestly say that was one of my favorite vacations of all time, just being there. And then also having my buddy Nick and my buddy Evan drive down from Rhode Island and from New York to come see me was just such an amazing thing. It was like a magical moment, me sitting there in Mike and Dana's house with two of my best friends, and we were all just hanging out. It was awesome. Also, on top of that, it helped me completely conquer my fear of flying. I still get nervous, but it made me more courageous, I guess, and just to be like, fuck it. I'm not gonna sit in Minnesota my whole life. I wanna go travel the world. I wanna see things. I'm gonna be 30 next year. Why not just, you know, fuck being scared of shit and just try new things. I'm so sick of living this safe life of, you know, comfort and stability. I want to just say fuck it and just do whatever I want. I want to take risks and just try it all. So yeah, that, as weird as it sounds, just flying to Boston and just hanging out there, that helped me immensely. And just to see Mike and Dana, it was like a dream come true. See their studio and stuff where they do all the Kratom things. It was just so fun. Ooh, I went to Florida with my mom. Unfortunately, she ended up fracturing her back there, and ended up being an awful trip after that. But before that, it was amazing also. Being in the warm sun in Florida, right on the beach in this nice hotel, it was just amazing. And it was just good to get away with my mom. I think right before we had left to go to Florida, I think my grandma had passed away, and it was just really sad for her. So it was just good to be there for her. And we could just hang out with my aunt and my cousin and just be in the sun. Like, I don't think you guys realize, being from Minnesota and having like 8 months of winter and just cold, being in the sun is the most therapeutic thing I've ever felt in my entire life, and it was just amazing. And getting a tan and going swimming is just awesome. I feel like I keep ending each of these events with, it was awesome. But it was, a lot of them. It was either terrible or it was awesome. It was like nothing in between, because any boring, stale thing is just not memorable. Okay, I made this list a while ago, and I put on here started a podcast, which I haven't done yet. But I just want to give a shout out to Dewey from Dirty Deeds Podcast. I really want to go on there again. It's always so fun going on there, just bullshitting and talking about random stuff and kratom. It's really cool still that he set up that whole thing. I'm like super proud of him. He's getting on some big names on there, and I'm excited to see where that podcast goes in the future. And hopefully this year start up my own podcast, but we'll see. Oh, I got recognized twice, but I think it's 3 times now. 2 times from pizza drivers, I think, and then 1 time, what was the other time? There was another time somewhere I got recognized, and it was so cool, but they weren't like diehard like subscribers who like really liked my videos. I think they just said they saw me on the internet once, except for one pizza delivery guy that said he liked my kratom videos, which is still cool. Like, I'm still flattered, and made me feel like a celebrity in my own head. Think of the pussy I would get if I was out with a girl way out of my league and someone came up to me and recognized me from YouTube. Oh, God. Whew. That's really going to help my ego. Did a collab with PewDiePie. No, not yet. That didn't happen. Had sex. I did. No big deal. And then after that, jerked off with my own tears. Yeah, we'll skip that. Ate a lot of Chipotle. That is true. Chipotle, for a while there, was like my #1 source of nutrition. Like, that's where I would get my nourishment, is from Chipotle. Just because it's generally cheap and you can spread it out into like 2 separate meals. And really, you'd only be spending maybe like $7 to $10 a day. That's pretty damn good. Chipotle is amazing. Same with Subway. I got that tonight too. Through Darwin into oncoming traffic. It's still a work in progress. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm sure I'm missing so many. I probably should just go back and look through all my videos, considering I talk about almost everything in them. But some goals that I have for 2018, and let me know if this is just unrealistic, but I do want to start a podcast. I want to get like 10,000 subscribers. It'd be amazing to be on other people's podcasts, like Adam22 from No Jumper, even though that's completely unrealistic, I know for a fact, at a YouTube channel with only not even 3,000 subscribers, but that's like a dream of mine. Also, the H3 podcast would also be amazing. I love their podcast and just their videos in general. But yeah, I do want to get to 10,000 subscribers. I don't know how that's possible. It's definitely not doable. I might get to like 4,000, maybe 4,500. You know, the thing that is crazy to me is that Social Blade, if you guys know Social Blade, it's this thing that kind of predicts your trajectory for your YouTube channel. And they said that by the end of 2017, I would have like 2,100 subscribers. And I'm already at like 28 something, 2,800 something, which is crazy. So hopefully maybe by 2019, I'll be somewhere higher than what I think I'm actually going to be at. Maybe 4,500, maybe 5,000. That's like my goal. And yeah, hopefully eventually do this for a living, but we'll see. That's not gonna be anytime soon, I feel like. I know I named a lot of like depressing shit that happened in 2017, from like breakups to deaths to car getting stolen and all that stuff, but overall, I'm so glad that everything happened in 2017. It was like an emotional roller coaster, but I have to say, it was also just an amazing learning experience, and it was a time where it made me independent and stronger as a person, and I can honestly say I'm so happy that everything happened. Obviously not the deaths, because that's terrible, but you know what I mean. Like, I went through this time where I was like, I could not live without Nicole, and now I'm at a time where like I don't need anybody. I can travel wherever I want. I'm able to just be independent. It's such a good feeling. And not to be needy and just codependent with someone. It's just a bad feeling. I don't like it. Makes me kind of cringe and gets me nauseous. But yeah, anyways, that's it. I'm going to keep it shorter, you guys. definitely not shorter. It's at like 21 minutes. But I do want to thank you guys for an amazing year. All the support you guys have shown me, it was awesome. I feel like this is probably cringy, but I feel like I could not have done it without you guys and the messages I get on Snapchat and the comments you guys leave and the emails. It's been amazing, and I just sincerely thank you guys, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. I know a lot of YouTubers are making these videos, the year in review type videos, but I genuinely have been wanting to make this. I know there's going to be some people that are like, oh, you're just conforming to the masses. You're just catering to the subscribers on YouTube. No, I really wanted to make this just to reflect on where I've come to where I'm going. I think that's a good thing. So, okay, I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys had an amazing 2017, and I hope you have an even better 2018. So, yeah. As much as you guys probably think I actually hate her, she's actually my favorite thing in the world, and I'd probably die without her. I live in the shadow of my cat on YouTube. I'll make this epic video and you guys will be like, hey, I didn't see Darwin in there. It's like, god damn it.